Endeavors, and this is a labor of love, the Lincoln Theater, and if you have not seen it, you really need to come to any event just to see the visual, just to make the visual contact with it, and then from there on, whatever happens backstage and in the audience, it's just a wonderful thing.
Good morning, honey, here we go again. Good morning, honey, you're the... Let's take it back. Because we're kicking your ass.
This is not my first time at the Lincoln. I've performed here when the audience sits out there, and have always enjoyed it. So when I was contacted by the Jazz Arts Group about doing Backstage at the Lincoln, I thought, well, that sounds pretty cool. It's really cool to come up with different ways to utilize the theater, and I love having the audience here with us. And geez, we can almost reach out and touch them. So, it's certainly a different experience from playing on the stage with the audience out in the theater.
Hi, I am Susan Bradford, the General Manager of the Lincoln Theater. I'm talking about the concept of Backstage at the Lincoln. That came about as we looked at our mission here at the Lincoln Theater to be an incubator for emerging artists, but also being a presenter of high quality artistry and presentation for our local artists. We know that the history here at the Lincoln Theater was that of many jazz greats and many local musicians and people in theater, and this was the place that they came to present their art. In my thoughts of how we can best utilize the Lincoln Theater, not just in folks coming to have a seat here, but how we can really work its capacity was a thought. Also that ask and that need for local artists to have a venue in which to play was a part of the concept. And then also wanting to incorporate a working project for our internship program that will begin in September. So all three of those entities and all three of those needs and ideals to support our mission came about to create Backstage at the Lincoln.
It is excellent. I cannot understand for this amount of money to get this kind of music in such an intimate atmosphere in any place else would cost a fortune. It costs $10. You get, samples of food and the best music in the world.
And we're quite pleased to be backstage. What an amazing view of the coffered ceiling, the historical theater, the band, the musicality, the group, the catering, the beverages, everything is so wonderful. We love jazz, and we certainly will return to the Lincoln Theater. Thank you.
It is excellent. You're close. The musicians are playing really well. You can't complain about this. This is great. It's absolutely great.
Again, needless to say, it was overwhelming. It was refreshing. It was very eclectic. And our feedback from a lot of our attendees was, for the artists, how can I get in? What is the criteria? When will the next series start? For our first series, musicians are saying, how can I help? You can lend my name to present anything else that you're doing. So we had a great season our first year out. We just want to thank all of our supporters who helped us do that. Funding from GCAC was instrumental in paying the artist, which is very important for the support and the development and the growth of artists here in Columbus. So we give them kudos to that support. As we move it into our next series, we will put out there in the universe, start our next series and continue to look for funding and continue to present this here at the Lincoln. The board of directors here at the Lincoln Theater, we thank them for allowing the vision to come into play, and of course the Lincoln Theater staff who makes it all happen.